Hello. I have officially pressed record, and yeah, I have no clue what I'm going to talk about. And I'm just thinking of giving that pause. What were people doing if they're watching this? Are they going? Are they skipping ahead to when I start talking, or maybe that's their opportunity to click off? But yeah, it's a little hot in this room. I just went for a walk, and yeah, I'm definitely like still sweating. But I'm trusting something will come through. Because it has thus far. Something's come about, even if it is slow to not have something to say initially. And yeah, I feel a little anxiety about it. A little bit like I'm anticipating other people's impatience with me. Or maybe rather it's my own impatience with myself. Going saying to myself, I wish I had a talking point, a title a little bit, because that can help me move right along and feel comfortable with how I present myself. It can lessen the weirdness of what I'm doing. Because I don't know what I'm doing. But I've made some of these, and I wanted to make another one. And who really cares? And I guess if you do care, then you watch the video. I guess maybe there's a little bit of uncomfortability with me when I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess because a little bit I took the identity or thought I knew myself to a degree of like, well, I'm just not a big extroverted thinker where I I talk through my thoughts, and I need to be real chatty to think of things to say. I guess I saw myself as sorry, I keep wiping the sweat off my arms. Um, yeah, being very selective of what I say, and usually let the chatty people, you know, fill up the empty space, and then I have, thoughtful or insightful things to bring in. So yeah, for me to be the only voice here to fill up all the space, I guess I can feel a little insecure about my performance with that. My kind of like, I shouldn't be doing something that I'm not good at or doesn't fit, my personality or whatever. But I guess there's a part of me that's like, no, this is how you balance out your strengths a bit more, become more well rounded. You know, become more independent. And I mean independent in your personality, where you don't depend so much on other people carrying carrying that carrying all the load for you, because that's often what happens in relationships, where you're initially attracted to someone because they have variability of traits that complement yours, where they have built up strength and energy in ways of thinking, ways of speaking, ways of moving your body, everything that makes up your personality. You have strengths and weaknesses. And that's where you kind of have that polarity of attraction, where the most masculine in, well, there's different parts of masculinity, but for time's sake, like, the most masculine are attracted to the most feminine, and usually you're somewhere on the spectrum. And I think it's good to balance yourself so you're not so far on the extremes, where that's where things are less healthy. But you're somewhere on that, and that's where it's like, I'm attracted to this person because they have traits and things that complement mine. And I think it's supposed to be used towards building you up, so that you are really, like, coming more whole, you know? But due to a person's insecurities or fears or whatever, certain areas can really become deficient and lacking, whether it's like speaking up for yourself, or being assertive, or being more open. All these different personality traits are on a spectrum, and yeah, the most attractive people are the most balanced, and somewhere in the middle, where they're not so masculine that it can be unattractive, and they're not so feminine that But it comes down to building up your weaknesses. We learn from a young age to be afraid or ashamed of our weaknesses. Some do not, you know, some uh, from really good, loving families, communities, they will have less, insecurities that don't lead them to have as many blockers to working on their weaknesses. And I like the analogy. I've come up with this analogy where for people who only want to work on their strengths and double down on their strengths, because we all have them. We all have what we are good and gifted at, and it happens a lot in any kind of activity that you do. I come from a basketball sports background where for a lot of kids and stuff, they can struggle to get playing time, like if they're on the bench or not one of the good players or whatever. Depending on the level, there becomes a baseline of skill, ability that you need to have to play the game at, depending on what level. Gosh, it is hard for me to teach something without a context or a a reason to explain it. So I feel like I'm just explaining an analogy that I've thought of that is coming through really slow, because it's I don't have a reason to explain it. But thus, anyway, I'm going to try to explain it anyway. Yeah, because it's easier for me to have a person who's specifically struggling, and for me to try to match what they need, rather than me come up in my head right now here's the hypothetical situation that I'm gonna give wisdom for. So I guess bear with me. I can't even think of where to start. I guess that's why you would write it down. Maybe if I don't have anything to say, then this is just hang out with Seth. So you might just to hang out with me, hear what whatever comes in my mouth. So I'm going to try to let more of whatever come out. I'm wearing a blue shirt for those who have their screen on black and white. They're either colorblind or they're listening to the audio. So, I have a blue shirt, and today I actually raised up I'm shooting this on a laptop. I raised up the laptop, so it's a little higher angle than normal. And I'm still sweating. I have sweat going down my leg. I'm standing. I have a standing desk. For those that thought I was had a really tall chair. But yeah, I guess I don't feel like being done. And then there's part of me that's like, this is the worst video ever. Which probably be the best video ever. That's gonna be the title. My best video ever. My best video yet. Yeah, there's a little bit of like, don't put out a crappy video because it will affect like people watching the next one. But that's still the same like thought pattern of don't show yourself today because it's going to make you lose out on people liking you tomorrow. And in reality, I have nothing to lose here. But yeah, back to the analogy. I have this hypothetical advice that I would give to like a kid who tries to double down on, let's say they struggle to play in a basketball game, but they're good at shooting a three-pointer, and but they're not very good at ball handling. They turn the ball over. They can't rebound good. And they're getting frustrated because they feel like they're so much better shooter than a lot of the other kids. And that might be true. But I give the analogy of getting your driver's license and being a really good parallel parker. And you go take your test and you fail. And you really like parallel parking. So you go back to practice and you double down and you go, I'll be such a good parallel parker that I'll pass the next test. I'll be so impressive in this one area that they will that I'll pass. I'll shoot the three so good that they'll have to play me. But you're blowing through stop signs and you don't turn your signal on, and you got one hand on the wheel, and It's like you got to build up your baseline of um, these other areas, or you're gonna fail. Like you can't blow through a red light. Like like it wouldn't even take that much time. You don't even have to be that good, but you just have to like be good enough in all the variety of areas. So it's like you got to work on your weaknesses a little bit to make yourself usable, usable to the road. Like you got to know the basic rules, at least here in America. Um, but yeah, that also comes to your relationships, to you know who you are as far as your strengths and weaknesses, and um, areas you're good at and not. And oftentimes you know what would be like really hard for you, and that doesn't mean like you need to create a career about it, but following what you would like to be good at, what excites you, what you feel like would be a lot of growth, and you can kind of maybe see where you're imbalanced, and yeah, getting down to for one, healing, the shame or the whatever blockers keep you from doing that. Whatever stories you tell yourself that that's not, I can't do that, or that's not me, or I'm not that type of person, or just limiting beliefs that you can't step in it and be bad at it. Because even if you're bad at it, you're gonna get better. You're gonna improve. But oftentimes there's shame around being bad, around not being good, and you're believing a story that must not be for me. That must not be something I should show to others. I shouldn't go to that dance class or improv theater or whatever because I would be bad. And then really you're just protecting yourself from that shame being triggered up. And yeah, by you going, that's steps towards that shame either falling out, or you have to, do what's necessary before if it's really bad, whether that's therapy or talking to someone or spending time with God, really, is probably the biggest one, is letting those fears and things be seen by God and taking them to Him and looking for His grace and forgiveness, because those things aren't yours. The shame and the fear, that's not who you are anymore in Christ. And yeah, He's trying to trade those in for His peace and His Spirit and love. And I did get out the analogy. I don't think it was that good. Maybe you're fine with it. You know, someone commented before about like how slow I speak, and you know, really to agree, like I can't help it. Thoughts and what I'm saying is coming as fast as it can. But there's part of me that does hold a little bit of judgment, like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this if it's this slow. If things are coming this slow, it's like I'm only embarrassing myself. But that comes with the belief that, like, you shouldn't embarrass yourself. That you shouldn't be bad at something. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe that's why I talked about it. Because it's all connected. My best video yet. Oh. And sometimes, like there's part of me that's like, I don't want to get better. I just want to do this. And I believe that I will get better by doing it. And there's part of me that's like, I don't want to be fixed. Like, I don't want people to try to fix me or give me advice or give me things that are, oh, this would help you, Seth, or here's how you talk faster or whatever. And I'm like, maybe I'll take some things in, but not if it's just like heavy, you know, because I'm doing this out of my own choice. Like, I don't have to do this. So I don't have to make it fast. I don't have to try to make it more digestible. I could if I wanted to. Maybe I will when it calls to me, or write out a script or write out points. Probably would help a lot just to have a few points, but I don't know. Helps me to make them more. And yeah, I'm not trying to become a pro. Because maybe there's more for me to learn by just not having anything to say than to plan out, have something better to say, but yeah, that might not grow me the same. Or at least maybe it's not time for me to grow in that way. You know, I might exhaust myself trying to make a better video, and that's taking energy from other things that I want to do. You know, adding more effort and stress to this, like yeah, there's just other things that I do. And I think when you bring in a business mindset to everything, then it is like, oh, this needs to be a certain caliber. You know, if I'm a pro at basketball, then if I play chess, I need to be a professional chess player, or don't do it at all, or piano, or singer, songwriter, or whatever. You know, we all have different reasons and stuff for feeling embarrassed to put out crappy stuff. But my videos keep getting better. This is the best video yet. So, like the video, put a comment saying how this was your favorite video yet to watch. Either I'm going to see how many people actually go to the end, or yeah, it's going to be like one person. I wonder who it will be. I'm expecting one person. So I'm talking to you to put into the comment, best video ever. If not, then it's 0 people, and you know, it doesn't matter. So, or people didn't do it. So, all right. Have a good rest of your day. I wish you the best. I hope you, if you're not fasting or struggling with money, I hope you have some good meals today. I felt like giving an outro because I'm talking to somebody. So, my best advice is coming in the next video. So, you have to watch that one, because that'll be my best video to date. So